So, Maxxxine. Your agent tells us you're quite a popular name in adult film and entertainment, is that correct? I'm curious, did you always want to be in that line of work?
I always wanted to be famous.
If you need to read off the sides we gave you, just go ahead, all right?
I know the lines.
She turns to the camera and, through her trauma, addresses the lens directly.
Tell me more about creating the atmosphere of the 80s in Hollywood, and how would you compare it to the atmosphere in Hollywood now?
Well, it's very different than now. A big part of it was, well, Hollywood's a strange place because it's one of the most glamorous places in the world, and also can be very kind of scary and sleazy and gross. And those two exist at the same time. And so that was a big part, is trying to show that. And recreating the 80s is, one of the main parts of it is to try to recreate an era by not exclusively populating it with things from the exact moment that the movie takes place. So there's things in this movie from the 50s up through, well, really probably from the 30s up until the 80s. And I think that gives it a more lived in, authentic representation. And so then the audience can see it not as kitsch, but as, like, you know, a real environment, and then they can align themselves with the character. And it's not what it's like now, because what it's like now, I mean, there are some things in there that are still exist now, but for the most part, like anywhere, things have become so much more commercial and corporate and things like that, that a lot of places and landmarks become like shopping centers and tourist traps and shopping malls, more so than part of the DNA of a city. And so while some of the stuff in the film, you can visit LA and see it being similar, a lot of it is a recreation from a time that no longer exists.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, your partnership with Mia is amazing, and you guys, this is an unexpected trilogy that it became a trilogy. But how did it all begin for the two of you, and why did you decide to do the third movie again together?
Well, it all began on Zoom, like this. I mean, basically, we met for X about, you know, if she would want to play this character, Maxxxine. I was a fan of hers, and we just had a meeting. And we just really hit it off, and she really kind of understood the movie and got the movie. And I think she had some similarities at the time to Maxxxine, where she really wanted to prove herself that she could be the lead of a movie. And I think she wanted the challenge of being lead in the movie, and in that case, 2 characters in that movie. That's a lot to ask of an actor, and I think she wanted that. She wanted to be asked of that. She wanted to put herself through that. And that led into making the next movie, and her showcasing her talents and her work ethic again, maybe even more so. And then now we've made a third movie together, and it's just been this really unique, one-of-a-kind collaboration where we're sort of partners in crime, in that we're both, you know, willing to leave it all on the field in this strange trilogy that we made.
It's not only Mia that you have as a stellar cast this time. I mean, I love Kevin Bacon, but you also have Elizabeth Debicki. You have a lot of people in this movie. Do you think that the success of the first 2 movies helps you attract more names to the third one? And how did it happen? Why did you want Kevin and Elizabeth?
It surely probably did, but a lot of them had not seen the other movies. I mean, I think Kevin had, and he was a fan of the other movies, and so that probably made it much easier. But I just sent him the script, and he responded right away. But Elizabeth had not seen the other movies. Giancarlo hadn't, but his daughters had, and so they recommended that he pay attention. I think maybe Michelle had, but, you know, most of the characters, like, they'd seen them. Lily Collins had, but not everybody had seen them. And so it certainly didn't hurt, you know, that they liked it and they wanted to be a part of it. But I think a lot of them just responded to the project itself, which is always very, like, you know, gratifying. But I was very fortunate to go from these 2 very contained stories into a much broader sort of ensemble, and to send the script out to people that I was fans of, and to have them want to come be a part of it was really great.
This is the defining role of your career.
Whatever's going on in your life that's interfering with this picture, squash it.
I intend to.
Maxxxine. You're a fucking movie star.